Welcome to Seize the Mains by Malhotra's IAS Academy. I am Surbhi Sardana, taking this initiative from Monday to Saturday at 9 p.m. This initiative is basically with regards to guiding you for answer writing, how to develop the skill, how to use topics from current affairs, frame questions around them, and see what a model answer, a good answer should look like. This initiative runs in coordination with our website. The link to the website, which is rajayasacademy.com, is given in the description. This is our website. Basically, here we have this mains answer writing section. Here all the content of Seize the Mains, all the sample questions that we discuss here in this initiative, all with their answers, they get uploaded. So in case if you have missed out on the previous videos or do not want to follow this initiative through YouTube, website is the way to go. Do check out the website, go to the mains answer writing section and check this out. Not only this, we have a comment section running on our website. This is entirely free of cost. What you can do is, after learning this model answer writing with us, what you can do is click pictures of your answer and post them on the website and get them evaluated by our experts entirely free of cost. See, mains answer writing is an important part of your civil services journey. If you can get through this, if you can understand how to write a good answer, definitely you'll get a high score on mains, which will ensure your rank in the final list. So do not ignore this part. Even if it takes like 1 hour of your daily practice, watching the YouTube video, going through the answer and then writing your own answer, it would take maximum 1 hour daily. Devote that 1 hour to your practice, because it not only inculcates that good habit of answer writing, it also helps you memorize better for your prelims exam or whatever other exams, whatever stage you are at in your examination cycle. So yes, let's see what is the topic. See, El Nino is in news, so yes, this topic has been taken. First of all, let me make it very clear, whenever you have a geography based answer, look out for diagrams and draw those diagrams or maps in your answers. So a geography answer is always incomplete without a map. First of all, we'll look at what is the question and then we'll see what is the diagram or map that we can draw here. Yes, the question for day 199, we are almost close to like 200 questions. Tomorrow, by the end of this week, that is Saturday, we'll be completing our 200 questions of Seize the Mains. So briefly explain the concept of El Nino. What are the relevant government initiatives to protect Indian farmers and Indian agriculture from the harmful effects of El Nino? Answer in 250 words. Also submit your answers at rajayasacademy.com. Let's look at this question, what this question is asking us. The first part is briefly explain the concept of El Nino. I'm very sure in your GS part geography subject, you must have studied El Nino in detail. Even if you've not done it, we'll be discussing it here. What are the relevant government initiatives to protect Indian farmers and Indian agriculture from the harmful effects of El Nino? See, this year, 2023, it has been expected that this would be an El Nino year, and whenever there is an El Nino year, we get lesser rainfall. And Indian agriculture, it is mostly rain fed. We depend on monsoon for our agriculture and for the livelihood of our farmers, and a rural economy as well. So everything suffers if you have lesser rainfall or weaker monsoon. So that's why El Nino has to be kept in check. And since this happens periodically, so yes, government has brought up a lot of initiatives in case there is a problem with the rainfall that is occurring in a particular year. If there is lesser rainfall, the government has launched a lot of initiatives, not specifically with regards to El Nino, but initiatives which can help you tackle with El Nino. So these initiatives have been launched, and that is what the second part of the question is asking you about. Now see, this is a 250 words answer, so also it is a geography answer. It would be definitely asked in GS paper 1. Now what UPSC is doing is, it is amalgamating various parts of your preparation. So if you see the second part of the question, this comes from GS paper 2. It is about government policies and interventions to help vulnerable sections of population, not just government policies and interventions. And the first part comes from GS paper 1, that is your geography part of the syllabus. You might see this question very probably, highly probable in GS paper 1 only, because this is crude geography. So amalgamation of some parts of other GS papers can be seen. So be prepared for that, be prepared with such questions. Do not study things or study concepts in isolation. So yes, first of all, we'll explain the concept of El Nino. Let's see what is it. Also, in our introduction itself, one line we'll explain El Nino, and the second line will tell that how El Nino impacts India. Why are we so concerned about El Nino? Why are we studying El Nino? So we'll do that part also, and then we'll explain, because explain part is written, so one line won't suffice. Now what we'll do is we'll ascribe a separate body paragraph, that will be our body paragraph 1, to explaining El Nino, and we'll also draw a map for better explanation. So moving on, basically let's write a simple definition for El Nino, that El Nino refers to the large scale ocean atmosphere climate interaction linked to periodic warming in sea and surface temperatures across the central and east central equatorial Pacific. El Nino has an inverse relationship with monsoons. This is an important part here to write in the introduction itself. El Nino has an inverse relationship with monsoons, which means rainfall is usually subdued during such a year, means lesser rainfall would occur during such a year. This results in lower sowing and thus lower crop yields, thereby impacting farm incomes. This is important. India last witnessed El Nino in the year 2018. That was the last time that we witnessed El Nino. Now moving on to a body paragraph 1, here we'll explain the concept of El Nino in detail. So let me read out the first part of this body paragraph 1, then we'll look at the map that we have here. In a normal monsoon year, that is without El Nino, the coast of Peru in South America, it has a higher pressure. Higher pressure means colder temperatures, or surroundings would be colder, and lower pressure means surroundings would be warmer. So basically that is a mutual relationship that goes with pressure and temperature. So higher pressure than the region near northern Australia and Southeast Asia, that is your Indonesia or Australia, whatever. The Indian Ocean is warmer than the adjoining ocean. So here what we are saying is that Indian Ocean is warmer, and your South America, that has high pressure, means low pressure over Indian Ocean. So all the winds having moisture, they get pulled towards the Indian Ocean, and since land is hotter than water in case in summers, so all those moisture laden winds, they come towards the landmass, Indian Ocean landmass, and hence we receive a lot of rainfall. So the pressure on the landmass of India is lower than on the Indian Ocean, and so the moisture laden winds move further from the ocean to the lands. This normal pressure distribution, this is the normal pressure distribution that we have, this gets affected in case of El Nino, and hence the monsoons are affected. Now so yes, this is your website of SciGinx. This is the diagram that we have with regards to El Nino. Yes, this is the coast of South America. This needs to have high pressure. High pressure means colder temperatures or colder water would be here. And this Southeast Asian region, that needs to have low pressure. Low pressure means your winds would, it would be hotter. So whatever winds are there, all the trade winds carrying all the moisture would go thiswards. But in case of El Nino, some warmer water stays behind here. So winds do not carry a lot of moisture towards that end. In fact, heavy rainfall occurs in this part, that is your coast of South America. This is the coast of Peru. So whatever moisture that we could have received here in the Indian Ocean or Southeast Asia could have received on account of warmer temperatures and lower pressure, that rainfall actually happens over South America. That moisture actually takes place, or it sheds over South America only. So that's the problem there. Now here we discussed about the normal monsoon. Now we'll talk about El Nino. So in El Nino years, the cool surface water of the Peruvian coast, it goes warm. So when the water is warm, the normal trade winds, they either get lost or reverse their direction. That means they cannot reach the Indian Ocean or Southeast Asia because they reverse their direction, because it's the temperature difference on which these trade winds are dependent. So hence the flow of moisture laden winds is directed towards the coast of Peru, that is opposite from the Western Pacific. This causes heavy rains in Peru, which was not required. We needed heavy rains in Indian Ocean or Southeast Asia during the El Nino years, robbing the Indian subcontinent of its normal monsoon rains. So that's how your temperature difference or pressure difference in your South American region or Peru coast, it impacts rainfall or monsoon in India, and this happens periodically, 5 to 7 years it happens on a cyclic basis. So the larger the temperature and pressure difference, the more difference is there in the temperature or pressure in case of an El Nino year, the lesser rainfall we will receive in India, or the weaker the monsoon. So now moving on to body paragraph 2, what are the initiatives that government has taken? See, focus on explaining the El Nino part in this answer. The initiatives, they have to be explained only in one line, since this is not a question of GS paper 2. So do not have your focus mostly on the second part, focus mostly on the first part. So first one is Mission Amrit Sarovar, in case of which 75 ponds in each district, they have to be built by the government. Then you have obviously the very important Pradhan Mantri Fasal Bima Yojana, in case of any natural calamity, droughts, floods and other weather related events. It is the crop insurance scheme, or the crops of the farmers, they are basically insured. Farmers are protected from crop loss. Then you have the soil health card scheme, very important here because it aims to promote soil testing, and it provides farmers with necessary information to help manage their crops in a better way. They know which are the nutrients required for the crops, how much water is required, everything. National Watershed Development Project for rain-fed areas, very important here. It aims to promote sustainable watershed management practices in rain-fed areas to improve soil moisture and water availability for crops during drought periods. Then you have National Food Security Mission. See, all these missions, they might be indirectly or directly linked to protecting farmers and Indian agriculture against the weaker rainfall or weaker monsoon in El Nino years. So make sure that you write them and you justify all of them. So National Food Security Mission, it aims to increase the productivity of crops in rain-fed areas. So even with lesser water, they can be grown. Then you have through the adoption of better farming practices and use of newer technologies. Then you have Pradhan Mantri Krishi Sinchai Yojana, basically irrigation practices, to make irrigation practices better than before. This is the scheme. It aims to promote efficient use of water resources in agriculture and increase water use efficiency to deal with drought and other weather related events. Then you have Rashtriya Krishi Vikas Yojana. It combines all the initiatives. It aims to promote agricultural development through various initiatives, including development of rain-fed agriculture, use of modern technologies to improve crop productivity during drought periods. So that is all about it. Here your conclusion will play a very important role, because El Nino year, we might have an El Nino year this year. This would be an El Nino year, it has been predicted. So all the experts, they are they're pushing the government to develop a strategy to fight with the loss or any losses that would be caused by this particular year or weaker monsoon. So yes, analysts say that rainfall deficit, it is a major factor that catalyzes rural slowdown. It has been said by them time and again that if you need to improve rural economy, you need to focus upon rainfall and how agriculture practices are going on. If the area is completely rain fed, there are no irrigation techniques available, then there are high chances that there would be more poverty, because the weaker the monsoon or the changes in monsoon or the upcoming changes in climate change would directly impact the income of these farmers. So hence there is a need to stress on 3 dimensions of rainfall. First of all, timing, total quantity and distribution, and all 3 these are affected by El Nino. So this is a way forward that we are giving. So contingency plan at the district level, that should be in place, especially when we know that it has been predicted by United States already that this year is going to be El Nino year. So contingency plan, that needs to be brought up. Seeds of late sowing variety should be available even if the arrival of monsoon is late or even if it is weak. So late sowing variety of seeds, they should be available in such years. Then you have government should initiate water conservation and management. Yes, there were schemes that we discussed in body paragraph 2, but yes, in way forward also you can write it again. And closely watch the monsoon while maintaining water bodies. Water bodies need to be maintained, and policymakers should have safeguards against too much dependence on rainfall to minimize the El Nino impact. Again, water conservation, water harvesting practices, they should be promoted and they should be pushed more in case of El Nino years. So that's your full answer for the day. I hope this initiative is helping you get better on a daily basis. Look for question 199 on our website, rajayesacademy.com. Check the mains answer writing section and check out all the questions with their respective answers that have been discussed on the website and this initiative. Stay tuned to the channel. I'll see you with another discussion tomorrow at 9 p.m.